Hi, I'm Ann from Cooking Light. Nachos are my kind of meal. I'm not talking snack, not talking appetizer, but meal, because they are chock full of goodness. They hit on all kinds of great flavor and texture notes. Think of the salty, crunchy chips, the creamy refried beans, meaty meat, and gooey cheese. But all of that goodness comes at a price, namely excessive calories, saturated fat, and sodium. But with this recipe makeover, we have the solution. It starts with the meat. Now, instead of using ground beef that's coated in salty, sodium-laden taco seasoning mix, we have roasted pork tenderloin that's simply seasoned. Just cook it off and then shred the meat with 2 forks, and that's the meat for your nachos. To this shredded lean pork tenderloin, I'm going to add some ingredients that will hold in the moisture and boost the flavor. It's a little bit of olive oil, some fresh lime juice, a hint of salt, and some fresh garlic. Just toss these together, and this is going to be great on those nachos. A lot of refried beans you'll find out there contain a good bit of salt pork or lard, which gives them a meaty, smoky quality. Now, to replicate that flavor with a lot less fat, we're adding some ingredients to pinto beans, ingredients that are smoky in flavor. It starts with chipotle chilies and the adobo sauce that they come packed in. I'm going to add these to the food processor, and when you have just a small amount of ingredients like this, it's best just to flip the processor on and then put them through the food chute. I'll add a little bit of water. It'll help keep the beans creamy. Some fresh lime juice. Another one of our smoky ingredients. This is chili powder, and just a little bit of salt. Now, this is 2 cans of rinsed and drained pinto beans. We rinse them and drain them because that can remove up to 33% of the sodium. Just pop everything in, give it a good buzz. Puree the beans just according to your personal preference. I like to leave a few little chunks in there, but you can make them perfectly smooth, whatever you like. Now, the final ingredient to add to the beans is the applewood smoked bacon. It's cooked and crumbled, so a lot of the fat has been rendered out. And we're using applewood smoked bacon because it has an intense smokehouse quality, really, really intensely smoky. And you want that smoky quality because remember, we're not adding any salt pork or any lard to this. So we're going to cut out a lot of sodium here by making a fresh, quick salsa instead of using store-bought. We have some diced tomatoes, and to that I'm going to add jicama and some onion for crunch, salt, olive oil, and lime juice. Instead of glopping on mounds of guacamole, I'm going to add a little bit of avocado. Now, this will allow us to use a smaller amount, and it disperses evenly over the nachos. Since we've cut so many calories and so much sodium, we can use real tortilla chips. They're going to be sturdy and can hold up well to all our great toppings. Now, I think assembly is the fun part. I'm going to start with the refried beans, which act as an anchor to hold on all the other toppings. Don't worry about trying to be real neat about it or trying to spread the beans on in an even layer. And now that yummy shredded pork goes on, just spread it about as evenly as you can. The fun part about nachos is that one bite might have beans and pork, one bite might just have salsa. Instead of cheese sauce, I'm sprinkling on some shredded reduced fat cheese. I'll pop this under the broiler for 4 minutes and the cheese will get gooey and melty. Oh my gosh, these look and smell so good. And now all that's left to do is top it with all of our fresh ingredients. The lovely salsa that we made, some sliced fresh jalapenos for heat, and fresh cilantro. Look at this gorgeous tray of nachos. We have not sacrificed any flavor, but we have cut 60% of the calories, 75% of the saturated fat, and more than half of the sodium. For more great ideas for how to reinvent the classics, pick up a copy of Cooking Light and visit cookinglight.com.